called as data. She collected your information. That means she collected your data. So from there, the data journey starts. Okay, so what is data? Processed information or collected information, collection of information, right? And there are varieties of data that is available, different kinds of data that is available. Okay, so one is structured data, and then is semi-structured data, and there is another kind of data called as unstructured data. Okay, so what is this semi-structured data? As the name itself is said, right? So that it is a completely structured data where we are going to have the data in the form of table. So when I say it's in the form of table, it will be having what? Rows and columns, right? And here the data are completely well organized, so you can easily read it, right? Then comes the semi-structured data. So here also this is well organized way only. Okay, but here the data won't stored in the form of rows and columns, but in the form of key value pair. Okay, like if I want to get information about name followed by John Doe, like this. Okay, this is a key and this is the value. Like this, the data used to be stored. Okay, so this is about the structured data, whereas we are for example structured data example, I can take tables itself. Okay, for the semi structured data I can take example of JSON, XML, right? So all these will come under the examples. This JSON, XML, and all. Okay, so as I said, like we will start from scratch, from data, and here we are going to train the Python, SQL, everything. Okay, so you no need to worry about anything. Okay, even an interview preparation, interview kit, everything we will only provide here. Okay, and then comes the unstructured data. Okay, so this unstructured data is nothing but not well organized. So our audios, videos, right? So our audio files, video files, those kind of data will come under this unstructured data. We as a data engineer, what kind of data like we are going to handle? So either we are going to handle a structured data or a semi-structured data. Okay, only these two kind of data mostly we will handle in our real-time projects. And who will handle this unstructured data? So data science people will handle this. Okay, not the data engineers and data science and all. So if so, like what are all the data roles available in current market? See, data engineers are there, then comes data analysts, okay, then data science. Okay, so who are these data engineers? These are the resources who will work on ETL tools. So what is this ETL? ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. So in our entire course, how we can extract the data, how we can transform, how we can load, each and everything we are going to see in depth. Okay, so then what is this ETL, what is extract, what is transform, and what is this load? See, let's take an example of coffee plantation. Okay, so what we will do, we do have 1 acre of coffee plantation, just an example. Okay, so we do have different sources of data in our real time. Okay, so what we will do, first part is we need to extract. So what we will do, we will collect the coffee plantations from different plant, right? So same way here in terms of technical way, so we will collect the data from different resources, different sources, either from website, either from application, either from sensors. Okay, so from different way, like sources, we are going to extract the data. Okay, now comes the transform. Let's say you collected your coffee seeds from the coffee plantations, right? So first what you need to do, you need to clean it, right? So you need to remove the uh, sand while collecting, let's say like some sand, leaves, everything has been like branches. Okay, so there might be mix of coffee seeds, sand and all. So first what you need to do, you need to segregate everything, right? So you need to segregate, you need only the coffee seeds, not other, unwanted stuffs, right? So you need to clean it, and then you need to transform that coffee seed into what, into a powder format, right? So here also in data engineer, the first step is collecting of data, right? So once we collected the data, we will keep that in our one big storage system. Okay, so what is that big storage system, everything we are going to see. Okay, so we will keep that in a big storage system. So if I say with an example in paint, just a minute. See, we will be having a different sources of data. Okay, so this might be a web application data, this might be a mobile application data, or this might be a sensor data. Okay, so first step always will be collecting of these data. Okay, so once we collect the data, we are going to just dump this data from different sources into our big data, big box, big storage box. Okay, so here what we will do, here we will do the transformations, we will transform our data according to the requirement given by the client. Okay, and once we do the transformation here in our big box, we will load that in a target path. Okay, so target path also client will be given that given that in the requirement, according to that requirement only we need to dump our data in the target path. Okay, and once we dumped our data in the target path, so that is it, that's the end of our data engineers journey. Okay, so that's it, whatever we will be doing. So only the extract, transform and load. Okay, so once we loaded the data into our target path, this data analytics people are there, right? So these resources will take the data from the target path, and they will generate the reports by using Power BI tools. Okay, so this is about the presentation layer, which will be used by whom? Data analyst. Okay, now we got to know that what data analyst will do, what data engineers will do, then what this data science resources will do. See, these resources will work on the future forecast. Okay, now let's say I loaded my data into the target path. Okay, or my data analyst, she or he prepared generated a Power BI report. Okay, so either taking from the report or taking the data from the path where I loaded, okay, from the target path. So these data science resources, they'll take the data and they will forecast the future. They'll forecast whether that respective product, okay, so that respective coffee is having any hype in the current market or in the future market or not. If not, do we need to remove that or not? So all kind of analysis, okay, as future prediction will be done in the data science. Okay, so these are the three data related roles which is available in the market. Okay, so when compared to salary, these data engineers will take 3x to 4x. Okay, so 4x times of the salary. So minimum 100% hike there it will be there, and more than 100%, like it's an extra add-on. Okay, so you will get it for sure. Okay, and what about this data science? They may expect around 2x times of salary. That's it. Okay, and sorry, data analyst. What about this data science? 2x to 3x. Okay, so these are the differences on the basis of salary as well. Okay, see, whatever the technology may automate, whether the data analyst or data science, we the data engineers are there, right? So we are the root, we are the only resources who will give the data to the data analyst and data science, right? So nobody can change, nobody can replace the data engineers. Okay, so that's why 24 into 7 highly demand is there for the data engineers rather than data analyst and data science. Okay, so first we need to know the market. Okay, and then only we need to join into any of the course. So, and one more thing I want to highlight, by taking this course, you can easily say that you are 3 to 4 years experienced in this data engineering. Okay, because whatever the concepts we are going to cover, right? So, in each and every topic, we are going to discuss about the real time. Okay, so once I complete each and every topic, I'll be explaining about the use cases. In every classes, I'll be giving the examples of the real time, how you are going to integrate that respective topic in your real time. Okay, so all those things I'll just provide you. And along with that, when it comes to the syllabus, okay, now let's discuss the syllabus as like just faster. Okay, so we have divided the syllabus into 4 phases. Okay, so first is the introduction phase, then second is the processing phase, third is the cloud phase, fourth is a streaming phase. Okay, so in our introduction phase we are going to learn about big data. Now we got to know what is data, right? So what is which is also called as collection of information, and what kind of data we are having. So what is this big data? Can I say that big data is handling a huge amount of data? And when I say handling a huge amount of data, so there will be different kinds of data. So big data is all about handling structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data together. Okay, that is all about big data. And what is the history of big data, what is the architecture of big data, everything we are going to start in from our first class. Okay, so we'll see intro of big data, and then we will learn about Hadoop. Okay, so you may ask me, because this already Hadoop is already outdated, then why we need to learn Hadoop and all. Okay, so see here we are going to join as a Azure Data Engineer, right? But in future, who knows, like you may get the project in AWS as well. Anyway, like in any of the cloud. Okay, so there is respective services. If you take AWS, there is a service called EMR, elastic map reduce, so which will work on the map reduce concept. Okay, so what is this map reduce concept? In order to understand this map reduce, you need to know about Hadoop, because by Hadoop concept only this map reduce has been generated. Okay, so this is a processing engine. In order to get the as you run in SQL, whenever you query in the SQL, so you will get the output, right? So some of the processing engine will run in the backend. In the same way, in order to run the Hadoop, what is the in order to query the big data related stuffs. So in the backend, MapReduce is the engine who will process. Okay, so if we learn Hadoop, this MapReduce will become very easy. So if you don't know what is this MapReduce and Hadoop, if you directly get into this EMI cluster creation and all, how will you able to sustain? No, right? Similarly, in the same way, in Azure, there is a service called HD Insight, which is again built on MapReduce concept. Okay, so in order to learn this, we need to learn about it. Okay, so once we got to know what is big data, we are going to learn about Hadoop. So who invented Hadoop, how Hadoop came into picture, what are all the architectures that is there in the Hadoop, and then we will see commands. Okay, so Hadoop commands, Linux commands, and then shell scripting. Why these three are important? Okay, if you take a migration project, let's say I'm running an organization. Okay, so I was using a old architecture, old technology in order to handle the huge amount of data. Now what I'll do, I want to migrate. I don't want to lose my data. I just want to migrate all those data, all my cluster, from the old technology to the new one, from the old cluster to the new cluster. So there, how can I able to move my datas and all? By using the Linux commands, Hadoop commands, and shell scripting only. Okay, it plays a very, very important role at that moment. Team, am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Okay, so all these are the concepts that we will learn in our first phase. First phase is all about the introduction phase, and next comes will be the processing phase, and this is the most important phase, I can say. Okay, so here only we are going to see how we are going to process the data. So here we are going to learn about Hive, okay, then Python, and then SQL, and then we are going to learn about PySpark. Okay, so these are the four mandatorily, that we need to learn. So these are the most very, very important concepts that we need to learn. So Hive is used as a warehouse. Okay, even in most of the companies currently, Hive is in usage. Okay, we are going to see that. And in order to learn the PySpark, we need to know what is Python and we need to know what is SQL. Okay, only then we can go and we can learn about PySpark. Only like if we don't know basic, okay, we directly jump into this PySpark, what we can able to grab? Nothing, right? So learning PySpark is must and should. In order to learn the PySpark, Python is very much important. Okay, so we are going to cover those concepts which are needed for this PySpark. Same goes for SQL. So we are not covering entire SQL and entire Python, only those concepts which are needed for this PySpark. From basics, I'll only train you.
Connection is lost, Bhumika. Let me just check.
Yes.
We lost the connection. Ha ha ha. No problem. No. So kindly wait. I've just informed her to join.
Yeah. So
ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ವಾ? ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಟ್ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಹಾ ಹಾ. So where do you stay, sir? Bangalore or you're currently in Bangalore, sir?
Yeah, I'm currently in Bangalore, in Martali, I'm staying.
Okay, okay, fine, sir. Yeah, I just called her. She's having some network issue. She's trying to connect. So usually we'll have a batches in the morning and the evening. Morning batches
Okay.
will be around 7:30 or 8 o'clock, like that, I think. 1 hour classes, and again in the evening it is 8:30 batch. So she has been taking two batches from EduCADD, and the professionals would choose like morning also sometimes they will choose because late it will be night, it will be very late to come back. So they'll choose like morning 7 to 8 batches. And it will be like
Okay.
Monday to Friday, close to 3 months will be the course duration. 2.5 months at least is required. And you'll be guiding, we'll
Okay.
be giving the guidance on your project assistance and any practicals you have to do. And at the end, the resume preparation and how to prepare for the interviews, mock interviews, all that guidance will be given from our end. So placement opportunities, definitely we can try. I think last time also you had spoken to me that you're from having a little career gap. How do we bridge it?
Okay. Uh,
Right? You have, right,
this
career gap?
only online classes.
Ha,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, I have.
Yeah, I remember speaking to you. Yeah, online classes currently, because offline there will be a lot of issues for candidates to travel all the way because they'll be having from different, even if you stay in Bangalore, it will take more than 1 hour to reach like 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers distance.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
every day, if you have it offline, and there are very high chances they will miss out. Yeah. So it is an online classes because whatever tools provided will be definitely available in the system itself, and it will not be that you'll just be having say recorded session. It will be a live session. Unless you have any practical doubts, you can come to our center and talk to the trainer whenever their availability is there. We can check. Otherwise, most of the software they will take it up online. Yeah. Hi,
Okay, okay.
Bhumika.
Hey, actually, I'm asking a practice purpose. That's why.
Uh-huh. Okay. For what's the practical purpose?
Practice purpose.
Practice
I'm staying
purpose.
in
Yeah.
PG here in
Yeah.
Nashik.
You can come to a center only and take up online classes, practice session. Trainer will not be available. As I said, if she comes down to the center, it will be little challenging for all the other students to come. But we tell the students whoever is comfortable, they can come to a center. Systems will be available, software, everything. So they can definitely come and join this art in the center itself.
Okay. Can you continue, Bhumika?
Yes, Prasad. I'm so sorry. My network is too much fluctuating. My Wi-Fi is not connecting, so I connected through my hotspot. So yeah, one second. Um, I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So the third phase is about the cloud phase. This is where we are going to enter into the cloud journey, where we are going to learn about the Azure. Okay, so till now, whatever we will be learning, right? So here also we can directly jump into the data engineering, but without a cloud intervention. Okay, so once you learn till the PySpark, think like 80% of your job is completed. Because here in cloud, whatever we are going to learn, right? So we are going to learn about ADLS. What is this ADLS? Azure Data Lake Storage Into. In what is the storage system that we will be learning here without cloud? Okay, Hadoop, HDFS. So HDFS is the storage system that we are going to learn. So this big box, this is all about HDFS in terms of on-prem cluster and ADLS in terms of Azure. Okay, so you know what that service will do. Only you need to learn is the Azure service, right? So but you know like how data lake will work. Only you need to integrate that in your cloud. That's it. Okay, and then we are going to see about Azure Data Factory. Here also we are going to learn that. Okay, so in the first phase itself, like I'll just include that here, I can say. Okay, so data ingestion tool that we are going to learn is about Scoop. Okay, so Scoop is one of the data ingestion tool that we will use in order to ingest the data. I told you, right? So we will collect the data from different resources. We will extract the data. How we are going to extract the data? The extraction is nothing but ingestion. We are going to ingest the data from different resources into this big storage system, right? So how we are going to do that? By using this Scoop tool. Okay, so in our cloud, who will do that work? ADF will do that work. Same work, whatever Scoop will do, ADF will do that. It will also collect the data from different resources. Okay, so we are going to see how we are going to collect the data from different sources. Then about the Synapse analytics. Okay, so here we are going to learn the processing, how we are going to process the data, which is the warehouse technology that we are going to learn. Here we are going to learn about the warehouse technology, Hive, right? So same where Hive, like a warehouse technology that is there in the cloud is Synapse. Okay, so in Azure, so Synapse is the warehouse technology that we will be learning. Okay, and then last is the very important one, Databricks. Okay, so by using a Databricks only, we are going to do a processing of huge amount of data and all. Okay, so we are going to integrate our Python, SQL, PySpark in this Databricks. So if in order to learn this Databricks, if you learn till PySpark, 80% of your work is done. Only thing is how you need to generate the notebooks. Only those similar like basic stuffs you need to learn in the Databricks. Okay, so from scratch I'll be training you. Okay, so these are the cloud technologies that we are going to learn. Okay, Databricks is booming like anything. Like there is a role name itself they are providing nowadays. Databricks Azure Data Engineering. Okay, so specifically they are asking this Databricks. Okay, so initially they used to focus on these services, but now they are focusing on this. Okay, so it's booming like anything. So that's why we have included Databricks also in our course. Okay, and last but not the least, streaming data. See, in processing this data, we do have two kinds of processing. Okay, so two kinds we do have. One is the batch processing, another is the real time processing. Okay, so what is this batch processing? We will be having a monthly data, weekly data, and all, right? So what we will do, all those weekly data, once we will process once in a week, or once in a day, or once in a month. Okay, we will process that according to the requirement. But what about this real time? Let's say I got one data, I need to process it at that moment itself. I got one more data, I need to process as soon as I got the data, right? So it's like in your social media, if you show interest in any of the comedy and related reels, so while you scroll, like you will be getting only that related genre reels, right? So how it is possible? In the backend they'll be working on this real time processing. That's why you will be getting a similar kind of reels. Okay, so upon forwarding. Okay, so that is all about the real time processing. And along with this, in our fifth module, okay, we are going to prepare you for the interview. So what are all the things that we are providing? So first thing, we are going to provide you the interview kit. Okay, so along with this, we are going to give you the lifetime access to the recording. Okay, so if you go to any other institutes, they'll be providing you either 1 year or 2 year, but not the lifetime. Okay, so here we are providing you the lifetime access to the recording, so that if you currently wants to change any organization, you want to prepare for your interviews and all, right? So you'll be having an interview kit with you, and you'll be having a recording, you'll be having a session notes, you'll be having a architecture explanations, everything with you. So you can just glance that once and you just attend the interview. Okay, so that is there, and we will be conducting multiple mock interviews interviews. Okay, until you get placed in this course, in this data engineering, we will be there for you. Okay, it's not like until you get placed. Also, like once you get placed in this, so even after placement, if you are facing any difficulties, at that moment also we will be there for you in order to assist. Okay, so all these are the facilities that we are providing, and SQL sessions we are conducting. Okay, so Python basics, what are all that stuff like that is required, software installation, each and everything we will train you. Okay, so it just looks like this. See, this is my first batch data. Okay, so first batch uh, data engineering course that I have taken. I'll be providing the Azure assignments and Azure cloud related recordings, and then big data session notes, whatever I'll be explaining in the Notepad plus plus like this, right? So yesterday for one of the organization, I'm even working as a part time. Okay, so there, what kind of what are all the notes that I will explain, right? So that I'll make it as a notes type, and then I'll provide that as well in the drive. Okay, so notes, then a block diagram. If I explain any of the architecture, I'll just explain with the block diagram. So you can see this, right? Once again it is loading. Yeah, so like this. So once you go through this block diagram itself, you should be able to understand the entire architecture. Okay, so you no need to worry about all these things. It will be anyway, like it will be there with you all the time. And then data set, if I'm using any kind of data set in my examples, so I'll be providing that as well. Documents, notes, like these are all the notes that I have prepared. Okay, so for hive partitioning, bucketing, everything. Okay, so one project implementation, so everything we will see. For Python, how do we install this? Scoop. Okay, so we will be providing this as well to you. And then interview preparation, if you see this, so all kind of interview questions we will be updated here. Okay, and followed by the ppts practice session. If you want a resume, what kind of resume you need to build in your like in the name of yours, how you need to build the Naukri profile, how you need to build the LinkedIn profile, everything we will take care. Okay, and what are all the software that you need to install, so we will be providing that to you. And lastly, the recording. Okay, so each recording we will be uploading. So all these are the facilities that we are providing to you. Okay, so by going through this, I can assure you that you can easily say that you are having an experience of 3 to 4 years in this. Okay, data engineering. So that's it from my end. So these are all the syllabus that we are going to complete. So where is it? Yeah. Okay, so in the first phase we will be covering about the basics, and second is the processing, third is the Azure cloud, and then the streaming processing. So we will be explaining about the Kafka streaming, like in order to process the real time data. So this is Kafka is a processing tool that we use. Okay, so how you need to deploy your code into your GitHub. What is GitHub actually? So what is this agile methodology? How do you deploy your project? So one complete project architecture using PySpark, I'll explain that to you. Okay, from A to Z, I'll explain that to you. And mock interviews, placement preparation. Okay, so everything we will take care of. Okay, but what you need to do from your end, you need to focus 1000%, not only 100%, but you need to keep 1000% of your efforts in this.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not like any certification. You earn the certification and that's it. No, it's not like that. this is the place where your future is going to decide. Okay, so it's very very important. It's more than the certification journey, Prasad. Okay, so that's what I can say.
Can you just show me, Bhumika? Thank you, Bhumika. Can you just show me the slide where I'll just take you through the fees details? I think I've spoken
Yeah,
to
yeah.
sir. So actual market price is very high, which we are not charging. If you can check online, there are very huge market prices there, but that's not we are going through EduCADD because we are quite want to professionals and students be part of it, and we are a trustworthy center, sir, or an institute, I would say. There are so many other centers or where they'll just charge you and they can come through the session and then they will not be able to continue. So nothing like that with the EduCADD. You can definitely trust us, and the course fees is 32,000. Uh,
Okay.
Bhumika, just show the
And you'll
screen.
be having
Yeah,
three installments, Prasad.
two installments. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So that is yeah, installment options, and moreover the placement, as Bhumika said, there's a lot of opportunities here. So time and money is definitely important. So once you invest money in the right course at the right time, that's when in the next couple of years, next 4 5 years, you can have a very good career growth, and you don't have to again switch between learning courses or upgrading yourself. So I'll share the brochure details once again on your WhatsApp number. I think I have your number, and fees details and the course registration form as well, the timings, everything. So any doubt, you can either call me or Bhumika. I'll get you connected with her for any technical queries, sir. And Bhumika, I was telling
Yeah.
him that if he has to take up online classes, he can come to our center as well because he preferred online lessons. But I said because of the students from different places, they come every time. It's not practical to have the offline classes. We have experienced before because there are very high
Yeah.
chances due to traveling time they will miss out. So
See,
online is a
basically,
very good.
almost most of the time I'll be there in Chikmagalur. Okay, so I'm not from Bangalore basically.
Yeah,
So only once in a month or twice in a month I'll be there in the Bangalore. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the reason why we are conducting this online.
yeah,
And you can
Okay.
trust us. Like I'll just show you. Okay, as I showed you the first batch explanations and all. So that is purely online that I have conducted. And also here, see, to one of the organization I'm working as a part-time employee. Okay, so there also I'll only be the trainer, I'm only the trainer. Okay, so there also we are just to providing like whatever I have explained, right? So same thing, same way I'm explaining there also. But what they are charging, right? So they are asking 25K initially in order to register. Okay, so they are calling it as uh, etc miscellaneous fees and all. Okay, so once they join, in order to get the certificate they are charging for 15,000. And in order once you get placed in that organization, right? So in any of the organization from them, so then you need to pay 2 months of salary. Okay, so let's say like you placed in 8 LPA or 10 LPA. So what might be your monthly income? Minimum, if it is a 10 LPA, if it is a 10 LPA, more than 70 plus, you will get it in your hand, right? So let's imagine that 70,000. So what is the amount of 2 months of salary? 1,000 for 1,40,000 plus this 25,000, 1,65,000, and in order to get the sixth certificate, again 15K. 1,80,000 you will be paying to that organization, right? So I don't know how they are doing the marketing, but there are plenty of people who join this course. Actually, this is basically from Pune, and most of the candidates are from Pune itself. Like you can see, like up to 30-40% candidates will join in a session. Okay, so that
Okay.
much of hype is there for this big data. So instead of paying that much high, so here we are giving you the installation options. We are providing the what it in only in 32K we are providing the certificate. We are providing you the, you know, placement assistance and all. So yeah, we have plenty of options as well, like what exactly that organization is doing. So same thing we are also providing here. See, there also I am the only one who will conduct the interview. I'm the only one who will prepare them for the interview. I'm the only one who will build their resume. Everything I'll be doing. But who is getting, company is getting that amount, right? So that's the reason. Say, see, like
Yes,
for
it's
me
all the
here also
trust
I'm a,
and the knowledge. We also look for it, no, Bhumika. See, we have been tied up to
yeah.
you from a very long time because of your trust and dedication and your knowledge. Once you get exposure to the corporate training, that's a different level of experience itself than working or just teaching a batch of students. So that's why we would love to go for it with you itself because there are other trainers who would be looking for it, asking for an Azure course, but we prefer to go with you because your connection with our EduCADD and other trainers has been very good. Yeah.
And this is one of the reviews that I got from the
Okay.
place where I'm working,
Nice.
okay, as part-time. So yeah, I just glad to share this to you. And you no need to worry
Great.
about my training, Prasad. You can easily get into that. Okay, so
Yeah.
you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to highlight that's it and nothing else.
Sure. 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 I think this is the only session we have got very less participants, Prasad sir.
Yeah,
Otherwise, if you had
actually.
joined the last time, yeah, minimum 15 will be there. Minimum 15, and out of which at least 8 to 10 should have joined in the last couple of months, whatever sessions we do. We do it once in a month, like whenever the batch is about to get over. So that's when we'll be doing it. So she'll be occupied with the batches back to back. Yeah. So I'll get back to you on your same WhatsApp number. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
have your number. I'll share all the details. You can come visit me also in our center in Bangalore, JP Nagar. Yeah,
Okay. Tomorrow I will update.
sure.
In,
Great, great, great. Because we she'll be starting a new batch, so whoever is there will definitely accommodate
how
all
many
in the
members
batch.
in the batch?
I
Hello.
think she's taking around 8 to 10, if I'm not wrong, not more than that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's it from my
Okay.
end. Thank you both. Thank you, Bhumika. Thank you, sir.
Thank both.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Prasad. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Hema. Bye bye.
Bye bye.